What's going on, guys? Matt here again for another video. Decided to do something a little different this time and stray away from movies for a minute to focus on video games. I don't know, I was thinking at work the other day, I was like, I really never thought of what my top 10 favorite video games of all time are, like actually compiling a list from, favorite to, 10th favorite or whatever, So I thought, well, it'd be something cool to do, something different. So here we are with my top 10 favorite video games of all time. First, I want to start with a few honorable mentions that didn't make the list, but I felt were, very noteworthy. One being Devil May Cry 3. This is the obviously the special edition with some extra little added bonuses, but out of the entire series, this has to be my absolute favorite in the series, just because it really it stepped the bar up. It told a way deeper story than any of them have, even the one after it, 4, which was a fine game. It was cool and all. Just this one was it was a hard game to live up to, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyway, awesome game. Talked too much. Still got a lot to go. And these are games I've recently been playing that, and one of them I'm not even finished with, and it's just blown me away to the point where I'm like, man, I'm so glad I bought an Xbox so that I can play this series and experience it. And it's Mass Effect 1 and 2. I mean, as much as I love this game, after playing about 5 hours of Mass Effect 2, I'm just speechless. I mean, if there was ever a greatest sequel of all time, it may be this, because to me, when you make a sequel to a game, or a sequel to anything, you take the things that were maybe bad or maybe not so great about the prior title and just up the ante in every way possible, and that's what I feel this game has done so far. I mean, I'm probably about 12, 13 hours into it, and I know that's not a lot for a game that's so extensive and so long, but just that little bit, this short time I've spent with the game just blew me away. I'm utterly immersed. It's amazing. But yeah, let's get to the actual list. Got a deep stack over here, so what the fuck am I stepping on? Sorry, I'm stepping on something. Alright, number 10 is going to be The Warriors, the adaptation from the film. Few reasons this ranks my list and ranks top 10. For one, I've always been a fan of this movie. I've been a huge fan of this movie for years. I love Walter Hill, one of my favorite directors. Just the guy is golden to me. Everything I've seen that he's done is just great. But this movie, to me, is, in my opinion, his masterpiece, just because it's so unique, so different. It's so cult status, but still kind of a little mainstream. But the reason this game makes my top 10 is not only my love for the film, but it's, to me, the greatest beat 'em up title ever made. I mean, it's just the mechanics, the story, the gameplay. It adds to the story of the movie because you play the events that happen before and after, and whatnot, or before and during. You don't really play after, but yeah, just excellent title. If you didn't get to play this, please do so. I think you can download it on the PlayStation Store for your PSP if you have a PSP, and play it that way, or find some way to play this game. It's an awesome title. That's number 10. Alright, number 9 is the Team Eco title, Shadow of the Colossus. Game is so unforgettable in so many ways, just from the little bits of story you get as you play through the game, and the experience of actually, running through this world, this unique world, with these unique characters and these unique circumstances that the main character is put into. And it just, the ending and the fact of what's going on while you're playing this game is the ending is like foreboding the whole time. You kind of, if you're an intelligent player and you're playing it and you're kind of paying attention to what's going on, I personally got this sense of dread of is what I'm doing right or wrong? Should I be doing this or not? And just, when everything hits you like a ton of bricks, it's like, ugh, very, very few games have, had that much of an emotional impact on me, and this game does that beautifully. And in the argument of are games art or are they not art, this one really stands out as, as maybe art. Personally, I'm kind of in the middle on the debate of, are video games art or are they not? Personally, I don't feel that the game in and of itself is art. There are many artistic things that go into the making of the game, and the people that make the games in their own right are artists. But a video game in and of itself, to me, is not a piece of art, just in the standard form. But that's for another discussion. All right, so number 8 is going to be Fallout 3. Was introduced. Sorry, dust all over this thing. Was introduced to the Fallout games, a little bit after they came out, the original PC titles. But good friend of mine, thanks BJ, just a shout out there for introducing me to these games, because I immediately just became infatuated with the titles. I mean, I spent countless midnight hours up, playing and traversing the wasteland. And to me, I know a lot of people feel that Fallout 3 really divulged away from the series too much, but I thought that it was geniusly put together to update to today's gaming standards. I thought it was an excellent game, an excellent way to progress the series and bring it to the current generation. And I just thoroughly love this game. It's absolutely one of my favorite titles of all time. Infinitely replayable, in my opinion. I mean, because there's so many ways you can do things and so many choices you can make and whatnot. But yeah, awesome stuff. Alright. I guess what's going to be number 7 here, and since I don't have the original case, I just busted this out. It's I picked God of War 2 as my number 7. Love the first game, and the third game is excellent as well, but it's something about 2 that just really stood out. Just the advancement in the gameplay and the story elements and just everything that happens, the great memorable moments of playing 2 and everything, just really, really stood out to me. So God of War 2 is, out of the series, obviously my favorite, but it ranks the list as number 7. Alright. Number 6. Number 6. This is another one. It's Mega Man 2 is number 6 for me, and for some reason I cannot find my old NES cart. And it's pissing me off, so that'll probably be after the video. I'll be rummaging through everything trying to find my old NES cart of Mega Man 2, but instead I just went ahead and busted out the anniversary collection, so just to have something to show. But yeah, I know amongst Mega Man fans, half are on the side that 2's overrated and the others are better, and then the other half is kind of like 2's the best they ever did or whatever. But the reason 2 ranks high for me is just because of playing it so much as a kid. I remember renting all of them as a kid, but 2 always really stood out to me, and it's the one I always went back to and eventually picked up, as getting money or cutting grass or something or whatever. But yeah, I just played 2 over and over and over and over and over. Just love that game. The music, the opening, and just all the characters, the abilities that you get for beating the characters and stuff. Just awesome stuff. Mega Man 2. Alright, next, is this going to be number 5? Sorry, I'm losing count here. Number 5 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Out of all these games, all the Grand Theft Auto titles, Vice City will probably always be my favorite, no matter where the series goes or what they do with the series, or if they continue it or whatever. Vice City, I will always have great memories of summer of playing this game and just finding secret areas and just playing the missions over and over and over, and the comedy of it, and just endless hours. Like, this is one of the first games that I'd ever played where I just ran around and pretty much did nothing. Just run around, try to find jumps, and run over people, and shoot people, and run from the cops, and steal helicopters, and like not even doing a mission. Like, you could just have fun for hours upon hours just running around this game doing absolutely nothing. Not a mission, not earning anything, just running around and finding stuff and shooting people and having fun, relieving stress. So, yeah, Vice City. Awesome story, by the way. Still think that's the best story in the series. Alright, so next, what are we at? Number 4 is going to be Resident Evil 4, which is, maybe blasphemy to some Resident Evil fans, but, yeah, it's definitely my favorite in the series. I love, everything they did with it. Yes, it kind of strayed away from survival horror and even more in 5, but I don't know, man. It's the gameplay. It's all about the gameplay. I mean, yeah, the story's shit, but the story's shit in pretty much all the Resident Evil games. It's not, it's not complicated. It's just let's rip off every, sci-fi, zombie, and monster movie ever made. Let's just do our best to, rip everything off, which is fine. Love the Resident Evil series, but, it's not the most unique story anybody's ever tried to tell. So, but yeah, I fucking love this one, and just the gameplay. Just, I don't know. I've probably played through the story mode on this game maybe 20 times, just over and over and over. Just love this game. So, yeah, there you go. Resident Evil 4. All right, number 3. We're going old school now. Number 3 is Super Mario World. I don't know how good the camera picks it up or anything, but this is my original SNES cart from fucking whenever I got this game. Whenever, what's the year on this shit? What does it even have on here? 91, 92, something like that. I probably got it in 93 or 94 because when I got my system was a few years after they came out. So, I was probably 10 or 11 years old. I'm 27 now, so yeah. So, starting to show my age a little bit. But yeah, anyway, this was always my favorite in the series. 3 ranks up there, but this one in particular is my absolute favorite in the series, and just have tons and tons of fond memories of playing this as a kid. And I can pop it in right now and just go apeshit crazy through the levels. So yeah, there you go, Super Mario World. Next is going to be number 2, and it's going to be Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Definitely my favorite Zelda game in the series. I love all the Zelda games, probably the exception of Majora's Mask. But I know for most people it's Ocarina of Time, which I enjoy. But Ocarina of Time is basically a rip-off of this game and the other Zelda games that came before it. It's kind of a culmination of all the Zelda games that came before it at some point, which is fine. It's still an excellent game, but I don't know. Just always had the best memories of playing this one growing up, and just still love this one so much to this day. It's old school in its finest form. Just top-down adventure. This is one game I have to say that probably gave me the most gameplay out of any game of my youth, because you can spend countless hours doing all the side quests and picking up all the items and getting all the heart pieces and just everything. And all the Zelda games are like that pretty much, but this one to me just stood out the most, I guess. So there you go. Alright, and number 1 had to be a tie, and I wasn't even gonna pick one game or even 2 games. I was just gonna do the whole series. Those of you that know me, you know what's coming. You know what I'm gonna have here, number 1 or whatever. But for those of you that don't, I had to pick 2. I was gonna just say the Metal Gear Solid franchise in general, because most people that know me know I'm like the biggest Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear nut ever. The first time I played the games was years ago. When the first Metal Gear was ported over to the U.S. and I rented it at Red Giraffe Video, if you guys remember those or even had those near you. and I remember taking it home, and I was so horrible at the game because I was playing it like any other game at the time, running in, trying to shoot people and kill people, and didn't even understand the fact that I was supposed to be sneaking past everything. So I actually didn't really care for it the first time I played it. And as I got older and I went back and played it, and messed with it again, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. This is different. But anyway, I ended up choosing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, which is my #1 favorite game in the series, and Metal Gear Solid Between Snakes, which is the GameCube remake of the original Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation. But yeah, I ended up choosing both of these because they kind of tie for #1. This is my favorite game in the series, but how can you not? I mean, if you know these games and you've played these games, then yeah. But Solid Snake, man, that's Solid Mat 13. Obviously, that's where it comes from. Um, but yeah, there you go. Metal Gear Solid series as a whole, #1 favorite game of all time. I mean, there's not a single game in the series that I don't like better than any of the last 9 games that I went through. So I couldn't do a whole list of the top 7 in my list would be like all the different iterations of the fucking Metal Gear games. So I just broke it down like that. But anyway, I was a little long-winded. Apologies, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the vid. Hope you enjoyed the games that I selected as my personal top 10. And yeah, nice little distraction from doing movies and stuff. But alrighty, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.